Welcome back to Affirmations That Matter. We are on day 31. We are 9 days away from the 40th affirmation, and we are grateful that you have been with us. Just before we go on, let me ask that you do view our videos if you have not done so, and tap the like button. Let us know that you appreciate our content. Also, tap the subscribe button and get notified every time we load a video. You would be the first to know, and we would be grateful for that support. Tell others about us as well and help us build this meaningful YouTube community. Looking forward to your support. Affirmation number 31 is: today I am building legacy and not just success. Affirmation number 31 is: today I am building legacy, not just success. Haven't you noticed generally when we speak of legacy, we speak of stuff accumulation? We generally don't refer to how well we have treated people, or how well we treat people, how well we accommodate people, how much we have worked to transform society, how well we have worked to build the lives of other people, how sacrificially we have served to make the lives of other people much better. Generally, the conversation does not go there. And if it does, there is the looking down, there is the castigating of the lives of people who have spent much of their lifetime, who do spend much of their lifetime providing service to others. For example, persons who work in charitable organizations may be considered nice people, but not necessarily having a great legacy. They may be considered to be kind people, but not necessarily having been successful individuals, because they have not accumulated millions and billions of dollars of properties to leave behind for the children, and so, or for their communities. And so generally they would not occupy the top tier of the legacy list or great success list. I need us to consider the importance of the period called life. It is not given for us to serve ourselves. It is really not given to serve ourselves. As much as we are offered and given opportunities to enjoy our lives, to have great fun, and to have meaningful experiences, and to share what we have worked for, what we have gathered with children and loved ones and neighbors, nieces and nephews, all of those wonderful people in our lives. Yet there is the prevailing need. What happens when I'm gone? Because all of those things would be left for some person, voluntarily or involuntarily. Someone is going to use, occupy, or have those things. Yet the prevailing question is, what happens to me? What happens to my name? What happens to my legacy? And someone may flippantly say, well, why do I have to care what happens or what is said about my name when I'm gone, or how I'm remembered? But think about it. Having lived all of those years, and here you are gone, and there is nothing good to say about your name. 1, 2, there is no example of you being humanitarian. 3, there is no example of you being kind. There is no example of you offering to help somebody. There is no example of you having a value system that is transformative by its orientation, by example, by manifestation. There is no example of you suggesting to someone that you be kind to them. There is no example of you doing anything but providing service to yourself. In other words, everything that you've done in your lifetime is for yourself. You ensure that you got educated. You ensure that you got a good job. You ensure that you got married. You ensure that you had children. You ensure that you had a great career. You ensure that you got a good position somewhere. But even when others were part of that experience, the focus was on you. The focus was on how well I am doing and not how well I am able to position myself to provide opportunities, to create opportunities, to give opportunities to others so that they can do well. I want you to see the difference. Whilst we are providing services to others, we too have been blessed. But the difference is, we don't provide services to others so that we can get, but we get whilst we're providing services to others because it is quite natural that the tree that is planted, when it bears fruits. The tree that is planted does not decide that I am only going to give fruits to the one who planted me. The tree bears fruit. The one who has a value system of service, the one who understands that life is about service to others, service to divinity, and receiving the blessings of those services to ourselves, the one who understands that, understands the deep meaning of legacy. For what will we exit the stage with? What will we exit this stage called life? What will we exit with? Nothing but the value system that we lived by. That value system is one word: character. How well we treated others, how well we treated ourselves, how altruistic we were, or how self-indulged, self-serving, how narcissistic we were, how we worked to transform society, or how much we sought to get from society, how much we try to get rather than how much we can give to society, even when we may not benefit in a particular instance. I am not done crying the need to achieve goals. I would be a fool to not speak of pursuing goals and being driven. This is what we've been doing. These affirmations are to transport us from locations where we have failed, where we have not done well, intentionally or incidentally, where we have not done well, to places where we will do well, where we will succeed, more than succeed, where we will thrive. However, even when all of these things have been done, there should be a focus on service to humanity. It's where life really becomes important, when we have found a meaningful cause to serve, where we can discover the meaningfulness of our lives as we see the transformation in others, as we assist in whatever way possible to transform the lives of other people. Would we be taken advantage of? Can we be taken advantage of? Will persons seek us to take advantage of us? The answer to all of these questions, yes. However, would you stop being light simply because darkness is seeking to bombard you with its presence? Can you stop being good? Can you stop being of great benefit to society simply because society is not getting all of its acts together? One preacher put it this way. He said, well, things keep getting dirty and factories keep producing soap and detergent and Clorox and all of those other cleaning agents. We need to think of legacy not in terms of material acquisition and accumulation. We need to think of legacy in terms of transformation. How much we can change society, how much we can work to transform lives, one person at a time. The question is, but Franklin, we are imperfect people. How can we do that? Well, it is in the acceptance of our imperfections. It is in the maturing of our imperfections. It is in the embracing of our imperfections we begin to discover how less we should focus on ourselves and focus more in giving of ourselves so that we can help make the changes in those people who are around us. As we pay attention to the discovering of ourselves, we will come to the conclusion the best way I can serve humanity is by accepting who I am and giving of the little that I have, giving of my imperfections, using my imperfections to help make my space a better space. The affirmation for today is: today I'm building legacy, not just success. This means that even when I understand the need to provide generational wealth to my offsprings, to my siblings, to my nieces and nephews, my generation, even when I understand that, I pay attention to the value system that drives that desire, the value system that motivates the acquisition of those things, the value system that is instilled in those who will benefit from. Even as I consider the legacy of generational wealth, even as I consider the legacy of academic certification and the need for scholarship, even as I understand that there should be in our minds the motivation to instill in our generation a value system that is going to be transformative, a value system that is going to drive those who will have the wealth that is left behind. And that's because society thrives on values and not on wealth. Society uses wealth. Society thrives on value systems. When a value system is compassionate, when a value system understands humanity, when a value system is driven by love to divinity, love for humanity, when a value system is driven by love for divinity and love for humanity, even in the least amount of wealth, there is going to be much, because the value system drives the distribution of the wealth. And it's one of the challenges we have in society today. We have a selfish system. We live with a value system of rugged individualism. And so it becomes difficult to share with others. It becomes difficult to understand service to humanity when the focus is how best I can deprive someone else so that I can have for myself. A legacy that favors humanity, a legacy that seeks to transform the life, a legacy that seeks to transform the heart of humanity is the best legacy you can leave behind. Work hard, work smart, acquire wealth, do all that you can to provide yourself a great home. Do all that you can to get certified, to get educated. Do all that you can and become a scholar. Become great in your career. Have successful relationships. Do all that you can to help make society a better place. But all of that will not be meaningful without a value system that is founded in love for humanity and love for divinity. Well, there's only one thing we will exit the stage with: the character that we have. That character is built over time. That character is built with the material called beliefs, personal beliefs. That character is formed in the mold called lifestyle. And after we have exited this stage, the buildings that we built, the estates that we bought, all of those will be left behind, but cared for by persons who understand how much more it is to value humanity than the material things we left behind. Thank you for stopping by on day 31. We look forward to you joining us again on day 32 as we continue with affirmations that matter, affirmations that will transport us from the locations where we have failed, where we have not done well, to the locations where we will not just succeed, but where we will thrive. Tell someone about us, and see you again on day 32.